Mr. Speaker, always great to see you. There's nobody better to talk to about this. Your thoughts about how this ended?
Well, it ended because it really shows that the Democrats not only lost, it's the weakness of their leadership. With Schumer and Hakeem, the Democrats have an internal fighting. They should learn from Abraham Lincoln, a house divided cannot stand. It was interesting that you played that back because Republicans learned the lesson the hard way. All those clips you showed were Republicans who lost safe Republican seats. They made safe seats competitive simply by getting the wrong candidate out of the primary. Look, I take a great deal of pride that I'm the only modern-day speaker that didn't have a shutdown. And I'm the only Republican leader in modern time that always gained seats. And when we did that, we actually elected more Republican women and more minority Republicans than any time in our history. And we were able to do that because we competed in new areas that people didn't think we could. And we won because we were more competitive, we had better ideas, and we worked harder. This is a perfect opportunity for Republicans to expand the base. But it's not going to be easy. You watch what these people have been doing out in California, picking who can win before and then not letting the voters do that. I think that's bad for the nation as a whole.
Do you think it was wrong to do it in Texas?
Look, I think when Nancy Pelosi was elected Speaker, I was elected Republican leader. And 4 years later, we won the majority by 5 seats. I picked up 5 more seats in California. I like competition. I'd rather have competition across. Make us get better candidates. Make us compete better. But more importantly, let the voters decide who is going to represent them. And you know what? I think it's better for you, too. If you're not doing a good job, you can get thrown out. It makes the best ideas win at the end of the day, and that's what's best for the country.
Mr. Speaker, do you think that Senator Schumer should go? Is this bad leadership, giving in for the longest shutdown? And in March, he did the right thing, in my view, and let the CR go. So do you think he should go? You know leaders.
Look, as a Republican, no, he should stay there and keep the Senate in Republican hands. As an American, I want him to apologize because you put your own political position ahead of the rest of the nation. You know, the whip inside the Democratic Party, Clark, she admitted that we knew this would hurt Americans, but they just didn't care. That shows the weakness. Look, Hakeem and Schumer come from New York, and Mondani, the socialist, just won New York City. They couldn't even decide whether they're going to endorse him or not. That's how weak they are. And what's happening because of their weakness, the party's in a tremendous fight. So they're going to have to figure out who's going to lead. The real leader of the party here is Bernie Sanders and AOC.
There's no question. And they had the momentum, they got the crowds, and they got the money. So you popped up in the news again this week. It turns out Kevin McCarthy, it turns out they were looking at your phone. New bombshell FBI documents show that Arctic Frost, that probe by Jack Smith, targeted your private phone records. Please tell me how that feels.
You know what? I just found out about this a couple days ago, right when it broke. But what's so important here is if you look, this Jack Smith, who wasn't Senate confirmed, he wasn't elected, blatantly weaponized the Justice Department that was totally out of control, that was focused on going after their political opponents. But you've got to find out, when did they do this to me? Within the first month of getting elected Speaker, they went after my personal phone records. But remember this, when I got elected Speaker, that's third in line to the presidency. It was the highest elected Republican in the nation. And he thought to go after my personal phone records? Never did I know about this. Not until this week did I find out. And it wasn't only because of Grassley and Johnson in the Senate, who have been working so hard to get to the bottom of this, that we found out that, yes, everything we feared about Biden's Justice Department, it was to go after his political opponents. It was to try to prosecute them. It was to try to demonize them and to take them out. That is not the America, and that's not the justice system we believe in, that's supposed to have a blindfold on and an equal scale to be weighed fairly.
Yeah, I wonder if he's susceptible to legal action. Jack Smith is under the microscope now. Everything's reversed on him. Speaker Kevin McCarthy, thanks so much.
Thank you, Brian. Great show.